Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Newsroom Series. I'm Olumide Makoli. As the world marks the 2025 World Workers' Day, President Bola Tinubu has promised that his administration has and will continue to prioritize workers' welfare. As a matter of fact, in a message he sent out on his personal handle on the social media platform X, the president commended the contribution of Nigerian workers to the nation's growth. He also describes workers as an engine of the economy and the secret to the nation's growth. The president promised to continue to prioritize workers' welfare to make Nigeria great again. He commended everyone, young and old, entrepreneur or employee, private or government employed, whose meaningful contributions help in no small way to the development of our homes, communities, and our dear nation. Meanwhile, Nigerian workers converged on the Eagle Square in the Federal Capital Territory to mark 2025 May Day celebrations. Dressed in colorful attire, showcasing their different professions and vocations, the workers are converging on the Eagle Square, where the May Day celebration took place. There was a tight security presence in place with personnel majorly drawn from the Nigeria Police, the Department of State Services, and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, manning the checks at the entry points and within the venue. During the event, the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress addressed issues affecting the Workers' Day and the nation as a whole, such as the welfare of workers, implementation of the new minimum wage, amongst others. As at the time of the filing of this report, it could not be confirmed if President Bola Tinubu or the Vice President would be attending the May Day event, which is the second since his administration began. Our focus today is the north-central region of the country, as the death of innocent citizens continue to rise along the Abuja Highway in Lokoja metropolis due to accidents by articulated vehicles. Residents of Kogi community have called on the federal government to find a solution to end the incessant carnage on the road. The call became necessary as the people say they are tired of burying their loved ones due to accidents caused by trailers, which they believe can be averted. They're also asking the Kogi state government to liaise with the federal government to build an overhead bridge so as to reduce the incessant number of accidents.
This is Felele Abuja Highway in Lokoja, the Kogi state capital. All looks well at first glance, but the slopey nature of the roads, despite the construction of speed bumps, makes it a danger zone for articulated trucks and other heavy vehicles. In September 2020, 28 persons, including children, lost their lives on the road when a truck fully loaded with petrol suffered brake failure and crushed cars and tricycles, then went up in flames. Fast forward to 2025. In February this year, this amateur video showed how 6 students from the Federal University Lokoja lost their lives after another truck lost control and crushed a school shuttle bus. Concerned about the dangerous nature of the road, some residents appealed to the federal government to construct an overhead bridge to put an end to the incessant loss of lives.
You see this our road in Felele here. Roughly every week, accident do claim life here. Roughly every week. So we don't know the number of our people that were lost. Unlike the other time, a student, their motto was coming. Children, nursery, primary and secondary school, he claimed all their lives. During that time, almost 30 vehicles and women being wet. We sleep 3 days packing dead body. It's very unfortunate. We are appealing to federal government to help us in this area.
Our problem so far in this Pelele is accident victims. We are tired of it, especially students. The one that has happened last claimed 5 lives of students. There are 5. Now I'm pleading to federal government now to come to our aid so that overhead bridge can be constructed right from Natako Junction to Kaba Junction. Will be okay.
Another resident, Miliki Idris, believes there's a need for a meeting between the state government, the federal government, and the people of Filele on a permanent solution.
As an individual, there are short time and long time. And that is why I have said that we need to have stakeholder forum and platform to debate and to rescue, that we encourage both federal and state institutions and professionals. We are also not leaving out the issue of the community that have been the victim or supposed to be a beneficiary, like Pelele communities, who also be part of that. And we can sit down for a day or two and we brainstorm for a long-time solutions. Whether we are going to have, very soon, budget 2025 will be debated, both state and federal. Do we need alternative road? Do we need Bethesda bridge? Do we need to relocate certain institutions like the market there? And I think it is only when you bring professionals, stakeholders, to sit down and look at it that you'll be able to look at that. And then the resolutions of that must be implemented by both state and federal government.
For now, the people at the Filele axis of the state are taking each day as it comes, but living in fear as they cannot say when another disaster will occur.
Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State has revealed that his administration has so far constructed 639 kilometers of road network cutting across the 3 senatorial zones of the state. He disclosed this while delivering his address as a special guest during the 30th midterm review meeting of the National Council of Works, NCW, which held in Lafia, the state capital. While highlighting the development strides recorded by his administration since coming into office in 2019, he emphasized that these roads, which are constructed with hydraulic structures such as bridges, culverts, and drainages, can be categorized into 3, namely asphalt, surface dressing, or earthwork.
It is pertinent to state that since our assumption of office on May 29, 2019, we have constructed about 639 kilometer road networks across the 3 senatorial districts of Nasarawa State. These roads are constructed along with hydraulic structures, that means bridges, culverts, and drainages, either to asphaltic pavement finish, surface dressing finish, or artwork finish. The construction of flyover bridge along Kefi, Abuja, which is CS 0.000, to address the incessant accident at that location, which consumes several lives and properties. We must say thank you to you for giving us that opportunity. I wish to thank you for all your interventions. But like Oliver Twist, I wish to use this opportunity to passionately appeal to you for expedited action, especially on Kefi Nasarawa Toto Road. I also want to appeal to you, Honorable Minister, on the Doma route to Rafingabas Nasarawa Oruzu Road. And finally, on the Wamba Bokos Road in Plateau State.
Against the backdrop of prevailing insecurity in some parts of the north-central geopolitical zone, governors of that region have resolved to carry out joint security operations with a view to addressing issues of insecurity in the area. Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State made this known while presiding over an expanded State Security Council meeting at the Government House in Lafia. According to the governor, who doubles as the chairman, North Central Governors Forum, the governors of the region resolved to conduct joint security operations to rid the North Central of bad elements, especially bandits, during their recent meeting which held in Abuja last Thursday. The governor says the measure becomes necessary following recent security challenges that occurred in Plateau, Benue, and parts of Kwara.
Most of these people, there is increased effort by the security agencies, both in Borno, which was also a major item discussed, as well as these other 3 northwestern states that I have briefed you earlier, and of course now our neighbors. So for us, we believe very strongly that some of these people will run into Nasarawa State, and it is better for us to quickly sit down and be proactive rather than waiting after something happens before we begin to take an action. So it is one of the major reasons why we say we are going to meet with the security agencies, so I can fully brief you about what is being expected, what is being planned, and what we need to do. And of course, to hear from you and our royal fathers who are seeing some of these things daily.
The International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, has begun training livestock farmers through partnerships with Benue and Kano states to strengthen agricultural practices through a knowledge-sharing initiative. As part of the collaboration, livestock farmers from Kano are also undergoing training in Benue, learning from the successful Commodity Alliance Forum model developed by rice farmers. The training, organized in partnership with the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones, also exposes the Kano team to new strategies in forming alliances to enhance livestock farming.
In our previous meeting,
livestock farmers from Kano State under the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones are in Benue State to understudy how rice farmers aggregate resources and the Commodity Alliance Forum model established by Benue rice farmers.
I've never seen any.
The National Program Coordinator of IFAD, represented by Market Development Officer Agama Sunday, explains that the Benue model aims to boost productivity and could be replicated to enhance livestock farming.
To understudy the model, the 4P models that the VCDP have, established in its program as an innovations business model that they bring all the public-private producer partnerships together to discuss business and transact business.
This is an innovation whereby already we, the farmers, negotiate with off-takers. We sign an agreement that when we produce a particular crop, they are going to buy.
One of the visiting farmers, Ali Idris, expressed optimism.
We are going to use the knowledge received and put it into practice. We are going to step down into our farmers because we receive a lot of knowledge and the structure on how to organize the CAP and to select leadership through the CAP structure.
Meanwhile, as commendations arrive about the impact of the training and its role in improving livestock farming practices, the Benue State government believe Kano has experiences that can equally benefit the state.
We had a very beautiful learning environment, and so far, I think all the team members that came from Kano and even the SAPZ National Coordination Office can attest to the fact that Benue State did very well by putting together the necessary arrangement, which made our learning with ease.
There are many things that Benue State and Kano have in common that we can collaborate together. Even the areas of agriculture and other things. He even said there are other things that you can still learn from Benue agriculture. Similarly, there are other things we are coming to Kano to learn from you. If you don't know, we are emphasizing livestock production in Benue State now. And of course, that one we learn it from Kano.
The collaboration between IFAD and selected state governments in Nigeria aims to harness each state's comparative advantage, especially in livestock development, following global best practices, which could offer vital solutions to tackling food insecurity across the country.
Now, no fewer than 68,000 children are to receive the polio vaccination in some designated local government areas of Plateau State. This is the target of the United Nations Children's Fund and its partners to ensure a polio-free society with the commencement of the polio immunization campaign exercise in Plateau State.
The campaign for polio eradication initiative commenced in Plateau State with the launch of polio immunization exercise in some local government areas of the state.
Sorry, dear. Sorry.
Health workers and stakeholders are actively involved in the campaign exercise to interrupt the circulation of poliovirus by immunizing every child under the age of 5 with oral polio vaccine, regardless of previous immunization status. In Jos South Local Government Area, officials from the State Ministry of Health and UNICEF monitor health workers working in conjunction with other stakeholders for a smooth process.
We work together with our community leaders, the JNI, the CAN, and the security agencies. So when we have issues that have to do with rejections or non-compliance, we work together as a team to approach and find out what the reason is for the non-compliances. But we are grateful that those people, those stakeholders have always been key in resolving such non-compliances. So we have little or none of such challenges.
High-risk areas are a major source of concern for the state government, which promises to ensure they are prioritized.
Between 2023 and 2024, the state recorded a significant decline, as well as interrupting the circulating variant poliovirus type 2 for about 9 months. The routine immunization coverage has also increased from 41.2% to 68%, which is though yet below the national target of 90%. This shows that eradication is actually within our reach if we maintain the momentum, especially when we concentrate on the high-risk areas in Plateau State.
The strategy to eradicate polio is to create a continuous exercise through mass polio immunization drives as well as tight surveillance to detect the disease.
The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Boyega Oyetola, has emphasized the importance of safety in water transportation, advocating for the mandatory use of life jackets and phasing out of rickety wooden boats. Speaking at a stakeholders meeting on marine safety awareness in Minna, north-central Nigeria, he highlighted the need for collective responsibility in ensuring safe water transportation. He also distributed 3,500 life jackets to stakeholders in 12 states, reiterating the ministry's commitment to improving water safety. The minister also noted that while the ministry carries out annual dredging of inland waterways, funding constraints limit the ability to cover the over 853 total surface size of the country's water reservoirs. The meeting was held at the Government House Multipurpose Hall in Minna, the Niger State capital.
Of marine safety awareness and sensitization.
Critical stakeholders in the water transport sector in Niger State are meeting with the Minister of Blue Economy, Boyega Oyetola, who's championing marine safety across the country in the wake of growing casualties in the waterways. Mr. Oyetola is here in company of the Permanent Secretary of the Blue Economy Ministry, Olufemi Oritola, and the Managing Director of the National Inland Waterways Authority, Bola Oyebamiji. Addressing an audience of boat operators, passengers, riverside community leaders, and newer marshals, the minister insists the use of life jackets is mandatory as it reinforces the ban on rickety boats.
I think what is important is the question of advocacy. We should appreciate the need to put on the life jacket. It's not for decoration. I won't come all the way from Abuja to come and do ceremonial performance. I want people to be able to use the life jacket for their safety and the safety of others. I believe that they could always supplement that. The state government should be able to provide some, additional support. And I must commend the governor of Niger State for doing just that.
The Niger State Governor, Umaru Bago, who's represented at this event by the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Abdul Malik Sarkindaji, appreciates the federal government for the intervention of life jackets, promising that the state government will support the FG's efforts.
We appreciate that the federal government, through the minister, has made a choice of Niger State to flag up this wonderful program. And in Allah's grace, we'll continue to synergize, we'll continue to collaborate, and make sure that we fill in the gaps. Whatever it is that the federal government has provided that is not enough, the state government will step in to fill in that gaps, God's willing.
Niger State is the hub for water transportation due to its large water bodies and also having the highest number of casualties from both mishaps in the country.
Finally, traditional rulers and leaders of thought in Kwara South Senatorial District of Kwara State say that appointments so far made by President Bola Tinubu confirm his take on the cognizance of the federal character principles.
We, on behalf of the Kwara South traditional rulers and leaders of thought, hereby appreciate our President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for his sense of equity, fairness, and justice in making key appointments into public office in the country. By this appointment, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has demonstrated that he belongs to all Nigerians, irrespective of religion, or ethnicity. It is gratifying to know that we, the Kwara South, are benefiting in an unprecedented way from the fair and equitable distribution of appointments across the country. For this, we shall be eternally grateful. The appointment of our children from Kwara South into various offices has rekindled our sense of belonging in the Nigerian project.
The group also believes that contrary to opinions on the ineligibility of its indigenes, Kwara South is a fertile ground to discover highly qualified technocrats, politicians of integrity, as well as men and women of great skill who can be counted amongst the best in the world.
I don't want to believe that during the election they will recognize Kwara. But when it comes to appointment, it is then they will say, Kwara is not north, Kwara is not this, Kwara is not that. It is not fair. We are talking about equity and fairness here. Where do you have the fairness if the appointment comes to Kwara, a legitimate son and daughter of Nigeria, Kwara State, and you say the appointment belongs to another zone? Kwara, we have qualified people for any appointment.
And that's it on Newsroom series. Thank you for watching. I'm Olumide Macaulay.